Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving. This is my second video actually on my daily driver. The first video I think was a little rushed, so we're gonna do it over. But yeah, this is my 1998 Honda Accord Coupe EXL with a V6. This has every option, every spec that you could get for the 98 a coupe. And yeah, so we're just gonna go over it a little bit. So yeah, this is the two-door. It is in dark emerald pearl, which is this like beautiful dark green. I just gave it a car wash, so it looks especially nice right now. I really do like this color. It really is kind of characteristic of the era. So yeah, it's got the distinct coupe back, coupe taillight here. And yeah, we just do a little once around of the car and then we'll get into it. So the Accord Coupe for 1998 was actually quite a bit different than the sedan. The Accords before that, the Coupe was just the two-door version of the sedan. It was the exact same thing otherwise. But for the 98 model year, for the 6th generation, they decided to differentiate the two quite a bit. So the sedan was more of a competitor for the Camry and like the Nissan Maxima and Ford Taurus, and the Coupe was kind of more of a competitor for like the Mustang, Camaro, maybe you could argue like the Toyota Solara, but it really was much more sporty and aggressive than the sedan. It actually only shared the headlights and then a few interior pieces with the sedan. Everything else was different. So it's sitting on 16-inch alloys, which I have plasti dipped. Just because it's a kind of an old dark car. I like to take it off-roading a little bit, so you know I did that. But yeah, it has the sunroof, is the EXL. Let's go back around to the back again a little bit. I'll go over what I've done to mine. This is entirely stock except for a couple of tiny little mods. I added gold exhaust tips, which were actually a factory option that this car did come with. This car, like I said, had every single option, including all of the dealer options. So that was the gold badge kit and the gold exhaust tips. But at some point in its 23-year life, those got stolen, so I had to get new ones for it. I did do a little bit of rebadging around here. This Accord badge was not on there when I bought the car, so I found a silver one, replaced it, and then I put the little Longhorn, you know, go Texas, and a little V6. And then before I had found that V6, because it had actually been quite debadged, I had this Camry V6. So, you know, now I kind of look like a prick driving around with my two V6 badges, but it's all good. So yeah, this one, like I said, every option. So it does have the spoiler with working rear brake light. It also has the sunroof and OEM Honda sunshade right here. Yeah, like I said, 16-inch alloys. Let's get a side profile right here. Beautiful car, beautiful, beautiful car. Up front, this is the V6 version again. I actually have another badge right there. And yeah, no fog lights. That was not available in 98 on the US models. But yeah, this is truly an American car. As much as it is a Honda, it was designed, marketed, built, and sold for the American market. So even the people designing it and creating this car were in California. So they had nothing to do with Japan. Sort of unfortunate, I guess, but it's kind of cool. It's I guess a Japanese brand, but fully American car. One of the few Hondas that was actually designed in America for the American market only. So yeah, the EXL has full leather as its interior, beautiful. These headrests are from the 01 and 02 coupes, but I swapped them in because I think they look a little bit cooler. Yeah, full leather, big bucket seats. This car has the full-size coupe doors, which I really like. Quite a bit larger than the sedan doors, and it makes getting in and out a lot easier. It also means the car sits a bit lower than the sedan. So it really is a true coupe, and it feels a little bit sportier and just a little more luxurious. Driver's seat has full power. Passenger seat is manual. but it has all the same controls. And then it is a coupe, of course. So the back seat is not the most spacious, but let's go around to the passenger side and check it out. It actually is practical enough. Part of the reason why I got this car, and this is my daily driver, is because I wanted a coupe for handling and just because I think they look cool and they're kind of a dying breed. There aren't too many coupes anymore. But I also really wanted something that I could fit 5 people in if I needed to. And this car definitely fits the bill. I got some junk back there, but this back seat, you know, these seats are all the way back. I like to cruise, push the seat all the way back. But when pushed up a little bit, there's plenty of room. I've had friends who are like 6'2" sit back here in those 2 bucket seats and they're fine. So yeah, this car sits 5 and it definitely comfortably sits 4 at least. The back seat even has little cup holders and storage. So yeah, it has full rear pass-through, so those will go down and into the trunk, which I'll open up in a second. But first, let's just check out the front for a little bit. Only other mod I do have is an Aftermarket Radio. It looks really ugly. You can tell this was the very top trim because it has the fake wood around here. Even the EXL V6 sedan didn't have this. This is an option for the EXL V6 Coupe. So EXL meaning the EX with every option, including full leather. So very rare. I've never in person or for sale. I've really almost never come across virtually or in reality another Accord 6th gen with the fake wood here. Let's power her on. That was something I didn't do in my first video. I never turned on the car. Okay, we're back. And let's turn that off. Okay, so we're back. And yeah, I have a little foam grip steering wheel here. Let's check out the mileage on this one. 202,811. So quite a bit of mileage. I got this car about a year and a half ago, a little over a year and a half ago, with 181,000, and I've had almost no problems with it. No engine issues. I did have to redo brakes once, but otherwise I had to redo ball joints. But otherwise I just had to do oil changes and a new set of tires at one point. The old tires were beat. But yeah, this is a reliable Honda. It's pretty luxurious for a Honda in here. Look at these seats, big bucketed. This one's a little wet, a little worn. Let me show you the passenger seat here. It's got these big bucketed seats, extremely comfortable for a couple hours drive. Absolutely no problems. And the legroom up front is incredible because it's the coupe. It sacrifices rear seat room, but I'm like 5'10" and like whoop all the way back there. There's crazy space, and you get these huge doors, puddle lights, all that. So, of course, power windows, power locks. It has remote unlocking and locking. This is the automatic. I'll get into that in a little bit. That is the one main downside of this car, and part of why I got it for $1,250, which, for a beautiful, reliable Honda is a really good deal. So, yeah, let's go check out the trunk really quickly, and I'll pop the hood too. So here is the rear end and the trunk in the Honda Accord. Full of junk, I know, but it's actually quite spacious, and because you can fold down the back there, you can really fit a lot in here. Very practical for a coupe. This car is pretty it's pretty large. It doesn't skimp on storage because it still is a Honda Accord. It blends a good deal of practicality, space, and reliability into something that's a little bit more, I don't know, sporty and fun than you might think for a Honda Accord. A lot of people who don't know much about cars don't think this is a Honda Accord because they picture a family sedan. So, yeah. So here is the beast beneath. This is the 3-liter VTEC V6, a very powerful, fast engine, especially for the time, producing 200 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. It's not the highest numbers there, but for a 3,100 pound coupe, it's plenty powerful, and it's got that Honda VTEC, so it's smooth, always has good power. Out here on these Texas highways, we got some speed limits of like 85 miles an hour, and you'll get cars cruising at 90, 95, and sometimes, I won't lie, I want to pass them, and this car can do that. It can shoot right up to 110, 115, go right around people, no problem. Feels perfectly safe, nice and smooth, doesn't struggle too much. So it is a plenty powerful car, put it that way. You can really get a better sense of those big coupe doors there. And yeah, my last point I'm gonna touch base on with this car is the automatic transmission. So the automatic transmission in this car is pretty awful, and they didn't make the V6 with a manual. I really wanted the V6 manual, but they did not make that. So we got the V6 automatic. The good news is that it does have manual gear selection. And so although this transmission pretty much doesn't work, it really won't shift between gears. Let me try to show you what I mean in a second. I can just manually shift through the gears while I'm driving. So I'll start the car up, put it into second usually. If I'm just driving around city streets, I'll just stay in second gear. It's totally fine. If I'm going above like 40, 50, I'll just shift it up into third, and then shift it up into fourth if I'm on the highway cruising for a long time. And there's really no problem. Third gear is really powerful. When you're driving around in third gear in this car, really feels like you're in a little GT, like Mustang coupe. And it kind of is for the time. It has about the same horsepower. It's a V6. Yeah, third gear is great. Fourth gear, obviously not as much power. It's a much weaker gear. It's just for that fuel economy. But it's nice to have. I'm going to do a road trip up to Dallas tomorrow, and I'll probably just be sitting in fourth gear and probably getting a solid, 25 miles a gallon. So not the end of the world. But yeah, I'll show you how this transmission works. Okay, here we are. We are in D4. And so boom. That car does not like that. It is jerking all over the place. Now that it's staying in first, it's fine, but watch here.